Now on the Council of Terror, how does Morvenn Vahl wage war whilst doing that? What draws her away from her duties there? What is it about this nighlord, dubbed the Death of Saints, that does that? And what grisly message does she return to Terra with? Friends, let's find out. Drawing on Morvenn Vehl, Spear of Faith by Jude Reid. On Ophelia 7, which has close ties to the Sisters of the Order of the Ardent Shroud. There is a sister, Elenia, a sister of the Order of the Martyred Lady. She is guarding a silver reliquary casket with others, and Saint Hestia of the Ardent Shroud soars above her. Hestia is a living saint. They are attacked along their procession with the casket by the Nightlords. One is attacked by Saint Hestia, who descends on wings of flame. The saint fights the Nightlord, and with a scream of ripping metal, the heretic punches his clawed hand through the placard as Saint Hestia's armour. On Terra, Morvenn Vehl is speaking to the council about Ophelia 7 and the death of saints. For centuries, he's made it his business to hunt the Sisters of the Ardent Shroud. His strike cruise appears without warning, slaughters without mercy, and vanishes without a trace. But never before has he come to Ophelia 7. We have an opportunity to deal with a threat that has plagued my order for 1,000 years, and you would squander it with your inactivity. And though the Senatorum Imperialis stands opposed to her actions, she will proceed with them anyway. Returning to the fight, it causes Elenia and others to retreat to a necropolis. The Nightlords have seized the cathedral and its surrounds. They still protect the casket, and within it the remains of the martyred Saint Athanasia. They discuss the death of saints, whose original name was Kol Rakul. They think they know why he is there. Saint Athanasia was his sister in life. The novitiate begins. She was called to the light just as he was called to darkness. It was her life's mission to destroy him. She dealt him a serious blow, more than any have done since. It is said that his axe took the head from her shoulders, but before she fell, the divine radiance of the God Emperor flowed through her, forcing him back. Theodosia swallows. The God Emperor denied him the saint's head, and in revenge he has taken the head of countless saints to mount on his armour rack. Elenia suggests the sister perform a distraction, while the others travel to reach the cathedral undetected and enter its catacombs, and they execute her idea. On the way, they see a helldrake destroying the cathedral, and though Elenia wants to carry on, the others do not. They are attacked. The helldrake responds with 2 parallel flames, and Elenia prays to the Emperor, and then things change. Power flows through her like cool water, soothing the burning heat in her lungs, filling her limbs, her throat, her skull, spilling outward from her eyes in a blinding burst of radiance. She is unmade, she is reborn, her soul buffeted like driftwood against a rocky shore. Her ears ring with a song of such sweetness that her only desire is to surrender herself entirely and become part of that sacred choir forever. After she finds the Helldrake's flames have not killed any of the people with her, the God Emperor saved us, Perdita says. He has sent his miracle. What happened? Elenia begins, then falls silent, as one by one the sisters join the pilgrims on their knees before her. The leader of the Nightlords, the death of saints. He dreams of being a boy. He is an orphan, and is told to wake up by the matriarch of the orphanarium. They must take refuge. His sister shouts his name, urging him to move faster. Her name is Athanasia. It's noted their father was called to the golden throne. I said hurry, Athanasia tells him. His sister, his twin, the better half of his soul, and the source of all light in the world, grabs him by the wrist. They are together, and that is all that matters. In orbit, Morvenn Vehl has seen her ship destroyed. She and others get out in escape pods. With her armour, she uses one that was fitted to her ship for space marines. Morvenn has landed near to the cathedral, but people are already closing in on where the pods landed. They fight through the cultists to meet up with the Sons of Dawn, the Black Templars. Elenia hides in the funerary chapel in the side of the cathedral. The rest of the building has been wrecked by the Helldrake. She wants to know more about that brief bout of sainthood, and prays to the Big E. Others of the Sisters of Battle are with her. She stays with the pilgrims, saying the God Emperor saved them as well. The others take the casket, the one that contains the head of the Death of Saints in it, away from there. Morvenn is confronted, not long into battle with the Templars, by a Sister of the Bloody Rose, who wants her help in aiding the Sisters with the casket, who left Elenia moments ago in this tale. Vehl breaks off fighting with the Templars to rescue her sisters and the casket and at the cathedral, but they are overwhelmed by cultists, so they seek shelter and there find the newly minted saint. The reliquary has left with the saints of the Valorous Heart, just to make that clear. But it didn't get far. The Death of Saints has got his hands on his sister's reliquary. I do not intend to destroy that which is most dear to me. Hers will be the place of honour, where she may witness the destruction of those who parted us. And he attaches his sister's head to his armour. Elenia meets Vehl and tells her about her temporary sainthood, and they locate where the Nightlords are based, the Shrine Temple at Caelestis. It's decided Morvenn will lead the sisters via the catacombs. The Black Templars will take the air. Sister Elenia fights alongside Morvenn. The tunnel they wanted to take becomes blocked, so they have to fight on high ground temporarily. Then the Abbess and her sisters and Sister Elenia venture once again into the catacombs. They reach their destined place and aid the Sons of Dawn there, and then, with Sister Elenia, the Abbess determines her path. The Death of Saints has made war on her world. His death is hers by right. She finds him on the battlefield, warring with the Black Templar, Tancred. She catches the lightning claw of the Nightlord on her gun shield. The Black Templar removes the skull of the saint. The Death of Saints is attached to his armour. Elenia grabs this. It's then Morvenn sees the Helldrake swoop down on them. The Nightlord leader retreats, and with Elenia away, with the sacred skull, Tancred and the Abbess face the Helldrake together. One head bites the top of the Black Templar, and the strike with her lance of illumination does not bother it. Then the second head grabs Tancred and is torn apart. Morvenn says it will pay for his death. One head snaps down for her, but is met by her lance tip. Light bursts from it, and the tip bites deep. With a wrench, the Helldrake pulls free of its point. A talon lifts her into the air. Her armour fires back. One neck she sees is now dead, with the other deadly still. She waits for it to descend, waits for the jaws to open and belch flame, then draws on the Purgator's energy field. Waits until the great mouth begins to close, and rams Fidelis shoulder deep down the gaping throat, pulls the trigger and fires until the ammunition belt runs empty. The Helldrake shrieks and thrashes, claws and talons tearing at the warsuit, wings buff at the air. Morvenn drives the lance deep between the armour plates that cover its chest. One final blow and its death throes sends her to the ground and her mind into darkness. Sister Elenia, moving away from there, thinks she has found a fellow sister, but it's an escaped penitent, a slave, who has been brought into the service of the Nightlords. The slave's knife cuts into the softness of possible Saint Elenia's throat, and the skull of Saints Athanasia is taken, and that's the last thing the wannabe saint feels. Leith then returns it to the Death of Saints. He calls her his herald of slaughter. Then the Death of Saints Rakul dreams again of hiding in that sanctuary with his sister. A battle sister finds them and the other orphans. They only take the girls, and Athanasia does not want to leave her brother. He says they need to run, but she wants to stay, and he feels she sees the darkness in him that has always been there, that he has always tried to conceal, and the Sister of Battle knocks him out. Someone appears with the reliquary and wants to see the Abbess. When she arrives, she opens up and finds inside the severed head Sister Elenia. Very motivated, the Abbess alongside her sisters and the remaining Black Templars face off against the Nightlords to take this planet from their dark clutches. They fight from the convent sanctorum. The Nightlords attack their citadel from above and below ground. Morvenn and her sisters fight cultists and then the traitor Astartes themselves. And it's here she meets again the Death of Saints, halfway up the stairs that lead to the door of the convent sanctum. A blow for her neck she deflects with her suit arm, so the blow hits her chest plate and the armour buckles into her already injured ribs. Morvenn slashes the blade of the lance across the hollow of Rakel's knee and is rewarded by a howl as the power field slices through armour and into skin. But he does not slow. She brings the lance around and he evades with ease. His axe then catches on Fidelis' shield. This staggers her. His claw then forces her shield to the ground and her lance won't work as he's already within her guard. She uses the armor's weight to break the claw's grip and drive him back with the tip of her lance, which catches the helmet, which he removes. She takes her right hand from the command rod long enough for her to take hold of the tiny golden detonator from its pouch and wrap the chain around her wrist. The Death of Saints has brought horror to the doors of the Convent Sanctorum. If she does not stop him now, he'll bring it inside. Morvenn holds the detonator up to the light. The Death of Saints' one eye widens, and for a moment he's perfectly still. He knows what it is and what it promises. Fluid bleeds from her armor's leg, and she drops to one knee. He's not impressed by the explosive. He says they can die together. This is how it ends. And seeing her weakness, he moves close enough. Morvenn drops the lance of illumination and punches the warsuit's hand into his throat. He tries pulling away, but the heavy metal fingers are locked tight around the gorget of his armour. Dragging him, "You and I may die today, call Rakel." They are armour to armour now, so close that she can feel the unnatural warmth of his flesh, smell the tang of hot metal rising from his skin. She spits in his one good eye, but the Convent Sanctorum will not fall. Her warsuit's hand locked tighter on his armour, and she fires the last of her missiles at point-blank range. Morvenn wakes, her ears ringing. Her suit's energy field kept her alive, but her suit's left leg is locked. She uses the spear to stand up. The Death of Saints is trying to rise. She kicks his axe aside, stamps down on his one remaining hand, and drives the lance point first through the blackened and twisted remains of his chest. "Tell me," his words bubble through a mouthful of black blood. A strange, distant expression crosses his face, as though his blind eyes looking not at her, but somewhere else, across light years and centuries. "Tell me you forgive me, Sister Athanasia." "There is no forgiveness for you. Not now, not ever," Morvenn responds. The spear flashes gold through the air as she brings it down on his bloody neck. "You chose your own damnation." She hacks the head loose. The Death of Saints now ended. She returns to terror to the High Lords and throws the head onto the table. Rabuta enters after this moment. He sees both of them, himself and Morvenn, serve the council on the battlefield and in the council itself. "I will serve as you request, Lord Regent." Morvenn takes her place at the blood-splattered table. Now let us speak of holy war. And if you enjoyed this video, try this one as well.